Those of you that have had children, do you remember, or maybe you're in the throes of that right now, you're at the grocery store and your child wants something and they're in the basket and you're doing the best you can. You're tired, your child's tired, he's got cookies smeared all over his or her face, and they want some toy or some candy or something, and they're throwing the biggest fit you've ever seen. And it's embarrassing, right? You're like, okay, temper tantrum, not gonna have it. It's so funny why we put boundaries in place for that. But when I've just left the store before, by the way, I picked up, my son's name is Carson. And on this new channel, by the way, I'm gonna share a little more about my family and what's going on. So I grabbed Carson, I think he was 2, left the whole basket of groceries there and just walked out. I was like, and he's screaming bloody murder. People are looking. I'm like, someone's going to call Child Protective Services. This is not good. But guess what that was for my son? It was a boundary. And it's so funny how we'll do that for our kids, but do we do it when it comes to narcissists? Pretty much not. I always compare the adult narcissist to that child who drops his or her sucker in the dirt, and then they cry and cry and cry. That's like when a narcissist throws a temper tantrum, right? They rage, they get mad, they tell you how bad you are, it's all your fault. You know, it's never their fault. Oh my goodness, watch out for that. So let's talk about these temper tantrums, okay? So what types of scenarios cause these temper tantrums? Just like Carson in the grocery store when he was 2, you say no. Someone says no to the narcissist. I learned this in this mastermind class I just took with Dr. Darius Daniels. He's a transformational leader. And he was talking about you really see the true character of someone when you say no, not when you say yes. So when you start putting boundaries in place with a narcissist, guess what you're going to get back? And you got to be ready for it. You're going to get some pushback. You may be called some names. You may see that person have a narcissistic injury, and it's like, oh, please, really? All I did was say no. I can't jump through 8 hoops to make you happy tonight. I have the flu. So there are actually 3 ways that I think, besides the no, that people reveal their true character. One is you say no instead of yes, because you're usually the yes person, right? Most of us here are people pleasers. Number 2, you give them time. When we give anyone time, time reveals character. Number 3, crisis reveals character. When someone is under a lot of pressure, whether it's relationally, religiously, financially, especially, you get to see their true character come out. Here's another way they throw temper tantrums. This is what causes it. For a narcissist, if someone takes away their attention, it could be a mistake or just a reality of life. Not one single person can be the object of attention from others all the time. It doesn't work that way. A narcissist thinks it should, but it doesn't. For example, when I mean a fact of life, say a mother has a baby. She's in the hospital with a newborn child. She's just had a baby. She can't wait on a narcissist hand and foot, can she? I mean, she's in the hospital. What if she had a C-section? She's in there for 4 days. Do narcissists think about that? No, they still expect to be waited on hand and foot. So that's what I mean. Like sometimes life circumstances are just not gonna be in favor of anyone getting attention all the time. But for a narcissist, it causes a temper tantrum. And it's so hard to deal with this. Another one may be someone wins a big award and the narcissist didn't. Narcissist likely didn't earn it. So guess who's mad? The narcissist. They're going to throw a little temper tantrum. They deserve that award, even though they didn't work 1 minute to get it. Yeah. So narcissists crave, we know this. They need a daily vitamin of attention, if you will. They prefer admiration, but if they can get attention, even if it's negative, that's what they'll do. They may become sick and embarrass themselves. And I say that because I have a friend who was on vacation with her husband and a narcissist, and she just found out she was pregnant. She's very sick, right? It's that first trimester, you're throwing up. The narcissist all of a sudden had major back problems and couldn't get off the floor. Okay, why was that? Well, he wanted attention. And again, you guys, I use he often, but narcissists can be female or male. In fact, I think sometimes female narcissists are even more sinister because female narcissists can tap into that soft side, which can be very convincing to people who are not familiar with narcissistic personality disorder. They think, oh, what a sweet mother she is. Oh, she's such a good homemaker. Oh, she's so kind and helpful to others at work. When really, she's gathering information to stab someone in the back. So, another point. Narcissistic injuries, we talked about that. Narcissists can do that. They're actually the perpetrator, but the narcissist turns the tables and makes someone else the victim, or makes themselves the victim, and the other person the perpetrator. And the person who was just doing his or her own thing is like, what? Oh, I'm sorry. And they're apologizing for something they didn't even do. And then finally, a narcissist can throw a temper tantrum when you challenge their superiority or their intelligence. We know that narcissists must be the best at everything. It's one of the 9 traits of narcissism listed in, I call it the Bible for psychology, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual for Mental Health Disorders. They have a grandiose sense of self. They think they're the best at everything, and they're entitled to have that admiration for being so. So many narcissists will try to win an argument, a game, a conversation with a person because they believe they're the best at it. And most of the time, that other person didn't even know there was a competition taking place. Have you ever felt that? Like maybe you have a friend and all of a sudden that friend's got on the same shirt you have on, guys or girls. You're like, she's carrying that same bag that I bought, or her kid is trying to audition for the school play just like my kid is, the same role, because I told her about it. There wasn't a competition here. It's just a matter of life. Oh yeah, narcissists are very competitive. And then another reason they throw a temper tantrum, someone shatters the narcissist image. Remember that narcissists have this arrogant sense of self. They have often a patronizing view of others. And like a child, they live in this imaginary world. They're 2-year-old Carson in the grocery store where everything should be his. They live in this imaginary world where everything is just the way they want it. They're the center of attention. They're perfect. Everything should run just like the narcissist says it should. And then finally, someone reveals their insecurities. So I'll give you an example. There was a pilot that someone told me about that overheard. A pilot said to someone that he was scared. He was flying home from across country and he was scared there was all this turbulence. And then my friend shared his story at like Thanksgiving dinner. And he's like, first of all, I never said that. Hello, gaslighting. And secondly, I wasn't scared. And she's like, well, you just told me when you landed, you were sweating. You said you were scared. Your heart was beating quickly. So when someone reveals their insecurities, because this guy's human, I would be scared too if it was a major turbulence. It's not safe for anybody to be flying in. Anyway, so that's another example. So let's look at the stuff that we can do. What are the things we can do to combat this? So when a narcissist knocks the ice cream off the cone, I love that analogy too, but blames you, here's what we can do. It is not only okay to say no, it's beneficial. That's a boundary. You can say, no, that's not my fault. I'm sorry that you're angry. or I'm sorry that you're frustrated with yourself. It's okay to say no. It's okay to get attention and care. You have a baby, you need care. You have a broken heart, you need someone to listen. The world doesn't revolve around the narcissist. Let me say that again. The world doesn't revolve around the narcissist. The narcissist can train others to believe so, but the world doesn't revolve around him or her. And then finally, it is healthy for anyone, especially a narcissist, not to be the smartest or the best looking or the most beautiful in the room. It's just a fact of life. There'll always be someone more handsome. There'll always be someone smarter. There'll always be someone more beautiful. It's just a fact of life. Why do we need to cater to their insecurities? We've got a lot more important things to worry about, you guys. We really do. And these are the things, this is why I always give you the end of these videos to give you some tips to help you navigate this. Because these are the things, when you learn to handle them, whether you stay or you go, you are going to have more clarity, more strength, and you're going to enjoy life a little more, and you're going to get closer and closer and closer to peace because you've put boundaries, you've put a protective shell around yourself. Anyway, it's been great. I hope that this video helped you. I know it helped me even putting it together. Remember that you are worthy, you are loved, and you are enough. I'll see you soon.